Okay, everyone. Today we're going to spend some time on a very important grammar contrast at B1 level, the past simple and the present perfect. These two tenses are often confusing because both talk about the past, but they answer different questions. The past simple answers when, and the present perfect answers if or how something is connected to now. Let's begin with the past simple. We use the past simple to talk about completed actions in the past when the time is finished and specific. This time can be mentioned directly or understood from the context. For example, I visited my cousin last week. The action is finished and last week is finished too. Another example is we lived in Germany from 2005 to 2010. That period of time is completely over, so we must use the past simple. We also use the past simple when we talk about events that happened one after another. This is very common when telling stories or describing routines in the past. For example, he got up, took a shower, had breakfast, and left for work. Each action happened and finished before the next one started. In the past simple, we usually see definite time expressions, such as yesterday, last Saturday, 3 years ago, when I was a child, or in 1998. These expressions tell us exactly when something happened. When you see these words, the past simple is almost always the correct tense. Now let's move on to the present perfect. The present perfect is used when an action happened in the past, but the exact time is not important or not mentioned. What matters is the result or connection to the present. For example, I've lost my key. We don't know when it happened, and that's not important. What's important is that I don't have my key now. Another very common use of the present perfect is to talk about life experience. When we use the present perfect this way, we are not interested in when something happened, only in whether it has happened or not. For example, have you ever tried sushi? I've never studied law, or she's been an exchange student. These sentences describe experience, not a specific moment. We also use the present perfect with unfinished time periods, such as this week, this month, this year, or today. These time expressions include the present moment, so the action is connected to now. For example, I've revised a lot this week, or he's taken 2 exams this year. The week or year is not finished yet, so we use the present perfect. Very often, the present perfect appears with indefinite time expressions. These include ever, never, already, yet, just, recently, lately, for, since, and so far. For example, I've already finished my essay, we haven't had the results yet, or I've studied engineering for 4 years. These words focus on duration or completion, not on a finished moment in the past. Now let's clearly compare the negative forms. In the past simple, we use didn't plus base verb, like I didn't revise for the exam last night. In the present perfect, we use haven't or hasn't plus past participle, like I haven't revised yet. Notice that yet often appears in present perfect negatives. The same difference appears in questions. With the past simple, we ask did plus subject plus base verb, for example, did you pass the exam last year? The question includes a finished time. With the present perfect, we ask have or has plus subject plus past participle. For example, have you passed the exam yet? Here, the focus is on the result, not on when it happened. It's also important to understand the difference between the past simple form and the past participle. The past simple is used alone, like I took the exam. The past participle is used with have, like I've taken the exam. Some verbs are regular, but many common verbs are irregular, so learning both forms is essential at B1 level. Let's connect all this grammar with education vocabulary, because this is a very natural context. For example, I finished secondary school in 2018 uses the past simple because the time is finished. But I finished my homework uses the present perfect because the result is important now. Or, she studied medicine at university versus she studied medicine for 6 years. So, to finish, remember this key contrast. Use the past simple when the time is finished, clear, or mentioned. Use the present perfect when the time is not mentioned, not finished, or when the past action has a result now. If you always stop and ask yourself, is the time finished or is it connected to now? You'll choose the correct tense much more easily.